What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. If you're watching this right now, chances are that you're watching this on the 12th of August 2026, where right now today we just had a really big news event, Consumer Price Index, aka CPI, which is a really big event, happens once a month, usually followed by PPI, which is going to be tomorrow. And I'm making this video today to talk about my thought process when trading CPI or any big news event like this, the three different ways that you can enter. A lot of people like to enter before, a lot of people like to enter the candle of, and a lot of people like to enter after. I'm going to be talking about the pros and cons of each way of entering, why some are good, why some are bad, and I'm going to be talking about my trades that I took today, my thought process behind them, how I got to thinking, oh, this is going to be my bias, and how I prepared myself for the move that was going to happen. So if you guys are new here and you guys like the content that you see, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, because I like to post a lot. I like to teach you guys, give you guys the sauce, because I give it to you, you apply it, it works, you win, you text me, and I feel good. Because now I know I helped somebody. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Let's learn. The first thing I want to talk about is what happened last night, because what you need to understand is that the market works like a book, right? You don't start on chapter 5 and then read to the end. No, you have to start from chapter 1, go to chapter 2, 3, 4, 5. So to begin, we're going to begin yesterday in New York PM. What I see here is that from the top, we are currently selling off. We're currently going down, right? The question is, have we made it to the bottom? To do this, I'm going to look at the top of the range and I'm going to draw my first standard deviation. I'm going to draw it from this high. I will draw it down to this low. If I take a look, I'll see that -4 here, the final extension, got missed. That sucks. So what I have to do is I have to redraw and see if something did bounce. Because price is currently playing up, right? So something reacted here. What was it? I'm going to draw this left, and I will get -2 at 538. 538 here plays out. We form our first bullish OTE leg. Boom. Price pulls back to 0.618 of the leg, aka the golden pocket, and it continues to expand higher. At this moment, this is when I got onto the charts. And right here, I actually ended up having a level. This level was right here. And I don't know why, this is my second take at recording this, but I had a level right here at 606, and when price pulled back to it, this is exactly when I got into the buys. I got into the buys here because this is a level that I've had for a while. This is a level that has been working out for a while. I'm expecting for it to act as a support for price to continue going higher. I take this trade with 2 minis. My risk is $500. I take this trade for a 1 to 3. I trade on consistency accounts, and as so, I make the same amount of money every single day. That will range anywhere from $1,300 to $1,800 per account. I go in with 2 contracts, so I go in for about 36 points. If I have a daily loss limit on my accounts, I will only go in with 1 mini, but I will try and target 60 to 70 points. So that being said, I enter this trade with 2 contracts, and we actually extend. We ended up making a new high. Why was this? This is because we assumed that our final target was going to be up here. We thought, hey, price is going to come up to this -2, maybe 2.5 extension from this fib. That's why we were bullish. That's why we expected a new high to be made, and it did get made. Now, after the market closed, we can see it went up. Where did it go for? It went for that -2. It's going up here. The way I like to view New York PM and when the market opens up at 6 o'clock is very similar to the way I would view the market when I wake up at 8 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, I'm looking to see what happens with London high and London low. At 6 o'clock, I'm looking to see what happens with New York PM high and New York PM low. So over here, I can see that we have taken out New York PM high. So that would mean that we can expect a short down to New York PM low. This is just simple. Now, what I can see already happening here is that we are starting to sell off, and this is awesome. What this means is that now we have this fib that we can draw from this high down until this low, or we can even draw this fib. I'll keep this one because this is the first range that formed. This gives me targets, -2.5 at 639, -4 at 624. I'm now assuming that the market is going to sell off to these targets. The market ends up closing here and opening up like this. And I didn't have this fib drawn at 5 p.m. I drew this fib first thing I did when I got onto the charts at 6. Immediately, seeing that we had just missed this negative 2.5. So hey, this can't be the bottom. We're still gonna go even lower. So what do? I end up entering into a sell right there. 50 tick stop, and I ended up holding this trade. I had my take profit down here. I got missed on some of my accounts, right? I did hit on other accounts, like so. I only had to make about 1100 on my other daily payout accounts, so I ended up hitting this with 2 minis. The rest, however, they were still going for a new low, and they got missed, and I ended up holding them, and I walked away from the charts. Walked away, I was doing my own thing, and then eventually, right before Asia opened up, price came up, wicked, and then Asia opened bearish. What did Asia do afterwards? Asia ended up delivering down to our TP, which was right at that new low. We hit our TP perfectly on these shorts during Asia. After this, I was done for the night. Now, if you guys take a look at this chart right here, this looks a little bit weird. And the reason it looks this way is because we have news happening the next day. This is the start of the day. And right now, we are just setting up price action for how news will unfold. So we can skip ahead through all of this because I don't take a look at any of this. And instead what I do is I wake up at 8 o'clock every single morning. I wake up at 7 sharp, and then by 8 a.m. I send out a bias video to my Discord server. In this video, I am outlining everything that I want to see happen in the pre-market session based on what has happened in the overnight session. Then I follow up at 9:15 with a call with everybody in the Discord server talking about, hey, this was my bias video at the start at 8 o'clock. Right now it's 9:30, market's about to open. These are the trades that I have taken. This is the trade that I am in, or this is the trade that we were waiting for but never got. So I tell people what I want to see every morning at 8, and then we trade, and then at 9:15 I have another call confirming what I said at 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock is when I get onto the charts. And if we take a look, we'll see Asia session moved up, London session moved up, we have taken out Asia high, and we have taken out London high. Just simply looking at this, we would expect a bearish New York reversal. Asia high was taken, London high was taken. Our only two targets on the day are London low and Asia low. So that means that we should expect some kind of shorts. However, today at 8:30 a.m., we have a news report. That news report is CPI, Consumer Price Index. What this means is we will go up, basically, right? How do I know that? I know that we're going to go up because statistically, in the last 2 years, we have only had a bearish CPI 3 times. That means in 24 months, we have only been bearish 3 times. So I'm already just going to flip the coin and say we're going to be bullish. I say it every month and I'm right. I'm rarely wrong. So I came into the day today saying, hey, I'm expecting CPI to be bullish. If we want to catch the candle, what we want to see is we want to see price pull back away, right? We want to be in somewhere like this, and then price continues up. We are able to go break even. We have news, and price just launches, right? So first thing we need to do is we need to follow our checklist. My checklist is awesome. I love it so much because it makes things very simple for me. If you don't know what my checklist is, there's a video right there, but I'm going to go over it briefly with you right now. My checklist says that you need to just follow the chapters from 1 to 5, right? Meaning you have to begin in Asia, you have to go to London, and then after London. You have to draw the lows and you have to draw the highs. You have to draw every single fib. So let's begin. Over here we have Asia session. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this low up until this high. This ends up giving me -4 at 882, which is pretty much right up here with previous day high. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look inside of London session. I can see that we have these equal lows. We have this manipulation that we can take, but it gets ran. I could see this range that we can also take from this low up until this high. If I go into the 1 minute, this is the range that I'm talking about. From this low up until this high. Price pulled back to 0.5, 0.618, and continued going up. This gives me -4 at 858. And all this tells me is, hey, the top is not in. We are going to go even higher than this. So let's just wait and see what happens. The market pumps up right off of 8 o'clock. And at 8 o'clock, it ends up rejecting. It rejects off of this level, -4, 858.25. That's the level we have here. And I want you to take a look at the top of this candle. If I was to draw a little fib and it was anchored, this is a magnet. Take a look. The top of this line is 858.25. The level here is 858.25. Price ended up rejecting here to the tick. And a lot of people would have thought, hey, now we're bearish. No. Remember what I said about CPI. CPI is bullish. CPI is gonna deliver. You have to believe it. So we play this out, and at this point it's already 8:15. It's 8:17. I'm not looking to take any trades, personally. I don't like the way it set itself up today. A lot of people in my Discord server ended up taking these buys. Right here. Just ended up hopping right in, right? They saw that price came down here. It swept out this wickless candle. After it swept this wickless candle, you have the high, you have it down to the low. You have a 12.5 point stop here. This trade plays out. I know a few people that limited this wickless. They're expecting a continuation higher. They're not expecting this -4 to play out, and so they take these buys. So now we plan this out. Boom. Let's take a look at what happens. The CPI report today actually came out a minute before it was supposed to. About 20 seconds before, actually. And if you take a look, you'll see that we got our bullish move up on the first candle. The longs that people had entered, based on them having a bullish bias and this wickless being swept, ended up getting hit. 50 points, 50 points, whatever you wanted. Whatever your entry was, you got your 50 points. Because guess what? You were able to be break even before the news hit. That's one of the 3 ways that you can trade the news. The second way that you could trade the news would have been to wait for this 8:30 candle. However, you would have lost on this strategy. Because what this strategy is gambling what happens on the news candle. What you would do here is you would set a take profit, or well, you would set a buy stop and a sell stop 10 to 15 points above and below where price currently is before news drops. When news drops, assuming it's just going to fly and keep going in one direction, people just place a buy right there, and people just place a sell right there. On a day like today, they get screwed because their buy gets hit. They're in longs. They get screwed. Then it comes down and it hits their sell. By that moment, their accounts are blown. So today it didn't really work out. Typically it would. CPI is usually bullish. If you take a look at previous months before that, it just goes straight up. So that strategy isn't boof. It just didn't work today. And that's unfortunate. My favorite way of trading it is either the first or third option. The first option was just being in before and being break even. Just seeing what happens, right? You have no risk on the table. Maybe slippage. The third option is waiting for the news candle to actually form. And the reason this is one of my favorites is because now we have guaranteed targets. I now know, because of this candle that happened at 8:30, because it has a lot of volume right here at the bottom, we can see it has more volume. I now know that we are going to come up and take out this candle high, and we are going to take out this candle low. These are good targets. They're called data highs and they are called data lows. What does price do? Price comes up. Boom. What did it do again? So it came up, broke above this level. When it pulled back to this level, this is where I ended up getting into the buy. I took this buy because I believe my level is going to play out. It's a very similar way of entering as I did yesterday in New York PM, where we broke above the level I had, pulled back to it, and price continued. Same exact thing happened today. Price broke above the level, pulled back to it. I entered with my 50 tick stop loss, and I had a 50-point take profit. I knew that we were going to go up for this data high. I never once faded the trend. Had I taken a short today, I would have lost. But me knowing that CPI is bullish, we're probably going to continue, stops me from taking a short, prevents me from losing. I take this long, bangs straight up to the data high. I made a lot of people money with this move. After data high got taken, I'll just play it out. We got the shorts. We're still waiting for the shorts. I'm sorry, damn. We're still waiting for this data low to get taken to. Price is still going there, but we have taken out the main one. It should go down for this one, but that's how it's going to move. It's going to go for the data high, and then it's going to go for the data low, or vice versa. It's going to go for the data low, then the data high. Over here, you can see the news candle actually took out this data low beforehand. We had this green candle, which had a wick at the top, had a wick at the bottom, but this wick at the bottom was never swept. This acts the same exact way as that CPI candle does, all because it just has more volume. Volume is the name of the game here. It's the most important thing that you need to be looking at, right? That's why we know, oh, that wick is going to be traded to. If there's no volume at the wick, then that wick doesn't matter. That's going to be it for this video, though. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something about bias, about executing. And if you guys did, make sure you leave a like. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment them down below. And lastly, if you guys want to join the Discord server, see my bias every single morning, hop in the calls with me, then check out the link in my description, and I hope to see you soon. Peace out.